Nutrition in plants. Please keep reading, Mari. So, shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Nutrition in plants. So, what is today? 20. So, let us discuss what is this nutrition in plants and all. First, the introduction about it. Later, we'll enter into the types of nutrition. So, what is nutrition? Mari, Hari, what is nutrition? What do you know by nutrition? What do you mean by nutrition? Please do. So, as we know that if you'll take any kind of, what is the meaning of nutrition? Mari, Hari, nobody knows? You know or don't know? I need an answer. What is the meaning of nutrition? So as we know that if we'll consider all the living organisms, if we'll take plants and animals, we have two types of living organisms. What is that? Can you able to say? Tell me, Hari.
Hello, sir. Living and non-living.
No, living organisms. No, forget about non-living organisms. So because non-living means no mode of nutrition. Nothing will be there. Just they are dead animals or dead species. So only living things I'm asking. So nutrition is basically living organisms. So we have two types of living organisms. One is animals and another one is plants. Correct or not?
Plants.
Yes, sir. So this is only we used to call it. All the organisms, all the plants and animals, they require something for the sustenance. What is that? What is that? What they need? So these are called as living organisms. So they need something for sustaining. What is that?
Food.
Food. Correct or not? So without this food, they cannot
Yes,
survive.
sir.
No more surviving of these animals and clothes. Animals and plants. Mari, some noise is coming, Mari. From you only. Okay. Now, listen. So let it be. If you are unable to speak, you can listen. That's all. So as we know that all the organisms, if we take the plants and animals in our surroundings, everything they need, they require food for the sustaining. So these organisms need to take food, understand, only to obtain energy as well as, understand, so they need to obtain the materials for growth and as well as they need to obtain the materials for the repair of damaged parts of the body. Is it yes or no, Hari? So they have to take the food. We always require food. Suppose if we take humans only, we are also animals. So we need food. Why we need food? So the food is required because of why? It is required. Food is required. Food is required because we have a different kind of purposes. What is the first purpose? What is the purpose? First purpose?
Sir, for our energy, sir. It is used for our energy.
That is the first thing. To obtain energy. Obtain. Understanding now? Obtain energy. Because without energy, we cannot sustain. Is it yes or no, Mari?
Yes, sir.
Energy. Next one. If our body wants to grow or if the plants wants to grow, they need what? They need food. That is what. Without food, they cannot grow. That is what. To obtain materials for growth. To obtain
Materials for growth.
Materials for growth. That is what you have to remember. Same way. So as we know that in our body, millions of cells will die every day and millions of new cells will form. So this is all how it will happen because we are consuming something. We need some materials for repair of damaged parts of the body. Do you understand that? That is the third important. So why we need? Because we are having different kind of purposes. Like we need energy so that we have to take food. We want to grow, then we want to take food. Like means all the living organisms, not only me. Me means humans, everybody, every animal, every plant, like everything. So also they require energy for repair of damaged parts of the body. Repair of damaged parts of the body. Write it. To obtain materials for the. To obtain materials for what purpose, Ra? For the repair of what? Repair of what? Repair of damaged parts of the body. Repair of
Damaged parts of our body, sir.
damaged parts of the body. So this is what we should call as why we should take food. All the living organisms, why they required food. Not about non-living. Understand, Hari? There is no discussion regarding
Yes, sir.
non-living because only living organisms need food because they only can sustain. Non-living things already dead or else they don't have a life. So we cannot discuss because there is no type of nutrition is present in the non-living things. So only living organisms like all the plants and animals, they need food for sustaining, like in the sense of to obtain energy and to obtain materials which is useful for their growth and as well as to obtain materials for the repair of damaged parts of the body. Is it yes or no? Ra? Yes.
Yes, sir.
So that is what the purpose of
Sir.
taking food. Now, how you are taking this? Sir, I am taking the food. Suppose my mother is cooking, I am eating, sir. So that is how I am taking the food. Like plants, who is cooking? Nobody. So suppose animals, those who are the animals which is living in the jungles or else forest, nobody is feeding them. Themselves they are hunting or else they are eating plants or eating animals like that. So whatever the process, different animals will take different methods of consuming food. Is it yes or no? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Will observe the plants will get the food from some other process, animals will get the food from other process, and the animals also, different animals will get the food in other process, humans will consume the food in other process, like this. The process of
Yes, sir.
consuming food means the sense of taking, consuming, or also we can call it as what, Mari, we also called as taking. Do you understand? So the process of
Yes, sir.
taking food by an organism and as well as the utilization of this food by the organism is called nutrition. Remember, not only consuming, also it has to be utilized. Do you understand it? Utilized means it needs to be utilized for what? What purposes? 3 purposes I have taught you. That energy, the food which we are consuming
For growth,
release energy, for need to allow the growth and to repair the parts of the body. Do you understand, Kaushik? So that is what we used to call as nutrition. So you may get a question in our exam, coming PT exam, what is nutrition and what is the importance of nutrition means, you can write this one. So what is nutrition definition? What is nutrition? So you can write what no, what kind of, whatever the process of intake of food or else consuming of food or else taking of food and utilizing that food by the organism is only called as what? Nutrition. What we should call? Nutrition. Please write it. The process of taking food, Mari, really don't know the definition?
sir, my network issues, I'm having network issues, so I couldn't able to speak, sir.
Okay, no issues. The process of taking food, taking also, what is a suitable word? What is a suitable vocabulary I said? Consuming. What do you call?
Consuming, sir. Consuming.
Consuming. Understand? The process of taking food or consuming food by an organism. What is the organism here? Maybe plant, maybe animal. Do you understand? By an organism and utilization by an organism, consuming and utilization of this food, by an organism, by the organism is called nutrition. Food by the organism is called, what we should call, Ra?
Nutrition, sir.
That is what.
Sir, 1 minute down, sir.
Okay. Write it. So just Kaushik, nothing Kaushik. Suppose you are eating food. So that food you are taking, how you are consuming, and as well as how that is useful to our body. Both it is called as what? Together is called as nutrition. The mode of consuming as well as utilization is called as nutrition. Completed? Yes,
Yes,
or
sir.
no? Suppose you can take, as we know, let us come to, we have two types of organisms. What is that? Basic organisms are two types. What are that? What are the two types? One is plants and another one is plants and another one is what?
Animal, sir.
Animals.
Sure.
Understand? Plants and animals. So, for example, you take the plants. If you take, so if you take all the green plants, forget about the non-green plants. Generally, you consider the plants, and generally you consider the animals. So, all the plants, they obtain food from. Understand? If you take the food, the plants can make their own food. Correct or not? They will never depend on any other organism. Most of the green plants, they will produce their own food by the process called as well-known process. What is that called as? Photosynthesis. Have you remembered? Hari, Kaushik?
Sir, can you please?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes. So they obtain food from plants. If you take everything, understand? Plants can make their own food. Every plant, if it is a green color, so all the plants can make their own food because they are the producers. We can call it as what? Plants.
Producer.
Understanding? Plants can make their own food. Make their own food by photosynthesis process. Which process, Ra? Photosynthesis process. Do you understand?
Process, sir.
Do you know what is photosynthesis? Mari, Hari, if you don't know, I will say you. Photosynthesis process, but all the animals, including us, we are also called as animals. Will you accept it or not? Will you accept it or not? So all the animals, including human beings, cannot make their food themselves. Do you understand, Ra? Including humans, understanding human beings, they cannot make their food. Always will depend on whom, Ra, Hari, Mari. They cannot, but all the animals cannot make their food
Yes, sir.
by what? So always we should depend on whom? We should depend on every animal. If you take every animal, they always obtain food from plants, or one animal is depend on another animal and they will eat the understanding plants and other animals. So that is why we can say human beings and animals, they depend on plants for their food directly or indirectly. Correct or not? Yes or no? So that is what. So all these animals, they will obtain the food from understanding plants, obtain food from plants, or else they may obtain from other animals. So, for example, let us take, how many of you know cow? Cow, what will eat? Mari, cow, or else cow. So cow, it will eat the plants, correct or not? Or else it will eat the grass. So cow is depend on what? Cow is depends on what? Plants only, correct or not?
Plants and grass.
This cow,
The plants and grass, sir.
cow is eaten by so many animals and even human beings also. So many people will eat this cow. Understand? So means in a sense of we are not eating the plants. Suppose if you take the lion, so lion is not eating the plants, but lion can eat this cow. So means in the sense of lion is indirectly depend on plants. Is it yes or no? Cow is directly depends on plants, but lion is indirectly depends on cow. Is it yes or depends on plants?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Suppose you take, for example, you will take, suppose, a rabbit. Let us take a rabbit. So what rabbit will eat? Rabbit will eat what? Grass. Correct or not? So
Yes, sir, grass.
it is under what? Under plants only. Correct or not?
Yes,
Now,
sir. Yes, sir.
rabbit has been eaten by everybody, like lion, tiger, everything. So they will never eat the grass or plants, lion and tiger. They will eat the rabbit. So rabbit is directly depend on whom? Directly depends on whom? Directly depends on grass or plants, but lion and tiger indirectly depends on grass. Is it yes or no? Is it yes or no? Sollungappa.
Yes, sir.
Because why? Suppose you see
Yes, sir.
there is no plants, then rabbit will never get food. So rabbits all will die. If rabbits all will die, then lion and tiger also will never get food. So they also will die. That is why all the animals, if you take, they always depends on plants. Maybe directly or indirectly. Do you understanding all of you? Yes,
Yes,
or
sir.
no? That is what you have to write.
Yes, sir.
Right? All the animals obtain food from. All the animals obtain food from. All the animals. All the animals obtain food from. Obtain food from plants or other animals. Plants and you can keep plants and other animals. Correct or not? So animals are directly or indirectly depends on whom, Ra? Indirectly depends on
Plants.
plants. So plants are the understanding sources of food, means they can make their own food. That is why plants, what we can call, Ramari, plants are called as producers of food. What we should call? Producers of food. That is what you have to remember. Will you able to remember or not? Yes or no? Tell me,
Yes, sir.
yes. So let us
Yes,
come.
sir.
This is all about the introduction of plants. So now let us discuss plants and animals. So as we know that we will discuss now various modes of nutrition. Suppose I am saying that all the plants, they will make their own food, and all the animals will depends on plants directly or indirectly. Now, how they are depending? So if they are depending directly, then what we should call? If they are not depending directly, what we should call? And if they are not at all, if they are making their own food, then what we should call? Like this, everything clearly we will study. So that is what we can call it as different type of consuming food. That is what we can say, like heat transfer. Different type of heat transfer we used to call it as what, Ramari? Hari. Different type of heat transfer. What we should call? Called as, what is the three together called as what? Modes of heat transfer.
Three modes of heat.
Are making their own food. Animals are directly or indirectly depends on the plants. So that is why here also we can study modes of nutrition. What we should call? Modes of
Modes of nutrition.
nutrition. Please remember this, modes of nutrition. So as we know that plants can make their own food, and animals cannot make their own food. So that is why we have two modes of nutrition. How many modes of nutrition? Two modes of nutrition. Methods of obtaining food are called modes of nutrition. The methods of obtaining food is called as modes of nutrition. On the basis of their modes of nutrition, all the organisms can be divided into two main groups. How many main groups? How many main groups?
Two main groups.
So first one is those who are depending on their own food, means those who are producing their own food, they are called as autotrophs. What we should call? Autotrophs. Autotrophs, or we can call it as autotrophic mode of nutrition. What we should call? Autotrophic mode of nutrition. The second one is heterotrophs, or we can call it as heterotrophic mode of nutrition. What we should call, Mari? Modes of nutrition are how many? Modes of
Nutrition or
two types of nutrition. What is modes of nutrition? First, you tell me that. What is modes of nutrition? What is modes of nutrition? Right. The method of obtaining food are called the method of obtaining food are called modes of nutrition. Modes of nutrition. So how many types of nutrition we have? Mari, Hari, two types of nutrition. Correct or not? One is called as what? First one, First one, write it. Autotropes. Autotropes. So autotropes also we can call it as what? Or we can call it as autotrophic. Autotrophic mode of nutrition. And the second one is called as heterotrophs. What is that? Heterotrophs. Or we can call it as
Heterotrophic mode of nutrition.
mode of nutrition. So these are the two modes of nutrition which we are going to study now in detail. Please note it down. Spellings you have to learn, Mari. You can see. So the method of obtaining food, how they are obtaining, that is what we should call as. What we should call Ra? Mode of nutrition. So based upon the absorption of means taking of food, it has been considered into two types. One is autotropes, and the next one is heterotrophs. Autotropes, heterotrophs. Please note it down. You have to note it down. Make it fast. What is the first mode of nutrition? What is the first mode of nutrition?
Autotrophs.
Autotropes. So, autotropes are also we can call as autotrophic mode of nutrition. So you may understand by using this word itself. Autotropes are autotrophic mode of nutrition. What is the meaning of autotropes or autotrophic mode of nutrition? Anybody? Suppose we are having food
Their food by their own.
so plants and animals. So if you consider the plants, for example, you can see those organisms, not all the plants even, the plants which are in green color, that is what you have to remember. So the organisms can make food themselves from simple substances like carbon dioxide and water by the process of photosynthesis are called as autotrophs. What we should call? What we should call?
Making the
Yeah, they will take the carbon dioxide from the surroundings and water from the ground, and in the presence of sunlight, in the presence of where? In the presence of sunlight, they will produce their own food by the process of photosynthesis. By the process of photosynthesis is called as autotrophic mode of nutrition. Do you understand, Ingra? Yes or no? All of you. That is so.
yes, sir.
Whatever the organism which can make their own food, understand, make their own food or make food themselves by using simple substances is called as autotrophs, and their mode of nutrition, the mode of nutrition is called autotrophic mode of nutrition. So if you take all the plants are autotrophs only, but the plants must contain a green color pigment, which we should call as what? Chlorophyll. What we should call? Chlorophyll. That is what you have to remember. I will say the equation also. So now, what is autotrophs or autotrophic nutrition? Do you understand or not? Yes or no? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So please write all of you. Definition is most important. Write all of you. Definition. Those organisms which can make food themselves, those organisms which can make food themselves. I will teach the chemical equation also. Will you study or not? Themselves. I will teach the chemical equation also. Is it okay? Themselves from simple.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Themselves from simple substances. From where? From simple substances. Simple substances is known as what we should call simple substances by the process of which process? What is the name of that process? Simple substances by the process of
Autotrophic nutrition.
the process of photosynthesis. What we should call, Mari? By the process of photosynthesis is called autotrophs. Autotrophs, and this mode of nutrition is called as what? Autotrophs, and this mode of nutrition is called as This mode of nutrition is called as what? Autotrophic mode of nutrition. So,
Nutrition.
nutrition. This mode of nutrition is called autotrophic mode of nutrition. Autotrophic mode of nutrition. So, example, who is carrying autotrophic mode of nutrition? Mari, some problem, Mari, was. Now tell me, what is the examples of autotrophic mode of nutrition? Hari, Mari, tell me. So all the green plants, correct or not? All the green plants are
Sir.
autotrophic mode of nutrition.
Autotrophic, sir. Green plant, sir.
All the examples you can take. So examples, all the green plants, are autotrophs. Autotrophs. Do you understand, Ingra? All the green plants are autotrophs. That is what you have to remember. Will you able to remember or not? Autotrophs. So the mode of nutrition in all the green plants is, understanding, autotrophic mode of nutrition. So if you take any green plants, suppose if you take wheat or else rice or else apple or else any plant in our surroundings, you can see they all contains what? They will be looks like a green in color. Is it yes or no? Yes or no, Hari? Kaushik? Yes or no? So every tree, if you take a big tree, small tree, every tree, all the leaves are present in green color. So means in the sense of, if you take any kind of this one, so for example, if you take a crop, any kind of wheat and rice, they are green color plants. Means they are the autotrophs. Means they will carry the mode of nutrition known as autotrophic mode of nutrition. So why sir? How they will carrying this mode of nutrition means they have some pigment called as, pigment means a color. Autotrophs contains a green color pigment which we used to call as, understanding, chlorophyll. What we should call? Chlorophyll. Understand, Ra? So all the green plants, why they are conducting, why they can produce, why and how they can produce their own food, THIR, their own food, because they have a water. They have all the green plants, they have a green color pigment in their leaves. Understand? So all the green plants, they have a green color pigment called as what? Green color pigment called as what? Pigment called
Chlorophyll.
Understanding? Chlorophyll. Understanding? Chlorophyll in leaves. In where it is present? In leaves. And it will absorb the sunlight. So who is responsible for absorption of sunlight? And chlorophyll. Understanding? It is absorbs sunlight and carries the photosynthesis process. It will carries the what? Carries the which process, Ra? Carries the photosynthesis process. Do you understand, Hari, Mari? Now,
Yes, sir.
let us discuss what is the reaction. Photosynthesis. Mari, what is photosynthesis, Mari? Can you able to say? Synthesis. Photosynthesis. What is the meaning of photosynthesis? I will say a simple meaning, you see. Photo means light. What we should call? Light. Synthesis means producing.
Light.
Understanding? Producing what? Producing food. Means with the help of light, if the plants are producing food, then that process is called as what? Photosynthesis. Do you understanding? So now, what is the photosynthesis means? Remember, green plants, I'm saying you, green plants produce food by using a simple substances called as, by using simple substances. What is the simple substances? I said all you. Simple substances, already I have said you. Simple substances like carbon dioxide and water. Carbon dioxide and water under sunlight. Under water. Under sunlight is called photosynthesis. Do you understanding, Ra? Hari?
Yes, sir.
This is called as
Yes,
photosynthesis.
sir. I can understand, sir.
Yes, now you see. So as we know that carbon dioxide, Mari, I have already taught you. So let us see the chemical reaction. Understanding chemical reaction, how it will be present. So I will write you in the form of word equation first. Carbon dioxide, what is that? Carbon dioxide, understanding, plus water will react under sunlight. So this sunlight is trapped by whomra? Who is absorbing sunlight? I said, who is absorbing sunlight? Chloro, CHLO, chlorophyll. What we should call? Chlorophyll, and will produce glucose plus oxygen. Glucose plus oxygen. This is what the photosynthesis reaction. Now let us write in the form of symbols. So carbon dioxide we used to represent with what? CO2 plus water we used to represent with H2O, and under sunlight,
Yes, sir.
light only. What we should call? Sunlight. And the next one is what? Chlorophyll. Even I will write the balancing also. 6 CO2 and 6 H2O will give you glucose formula C6H12O6. What is this called as, Ra? What we should call? Glucose plus 6O2, oxygen, 6O2. So this is what the chemical equation of photosynthesis. Mari, can you able to remember? Very important. Here, what is the food called as? This glucose only called as what? This glucose only called as what? We used to call it as food. Do you understand, Ra? Yes or no? Glucose only
Yes,
food.
sir.
This food majorly contains carbohydrates. Majorly, understanding, contains what? Contains what? Carbohydrates. Note it down. Carbohydrates. So this is called as autotrophic mode of nutrition. Now somebody will why can't humans cannot do this autotrophic mode of nutrition? Why, Ra? Any idea? Because only one reason. We have a carbon dioxide, we have a water, we have a sunlight, everything, but we don't have a green pigment. What is that?
Chloroplast, because we don't have chlorophyll.
Yes. So our body does not have a green color pigment, so that we cannot carry the photosynthesis reaction. So that is what. So animals cannot carry it out. Understanding? Cannot carry it
Yes,
out.
sir.
Photosynthesis reaction. Photosynthesis reaction. Why? Ra? Because they do not have. Because they do not have what? They do not have chlorophyll. Understanding? Chlorophyll. So that is why they cannot carry out the photosynthesis reaction. Mari and Hari, what is the use of chlorophyll? Why chlorophyll is important?
Sir, it is a green pigment, sir.
Why it is important? I am asking. Why chlorophyll?
The pigment, sir.
Why it is important? Because who will absorb sunlight?
Chlorophyll, sir.
That is
Chlorophyll.
why chlorophyll is important means you have to remember that the green chlorophyll is necessary to absorb energy from sunlight required for making food by photosynthesis. That is what remember. Chlorophyll is necessary to absorb energy. To absorb energy. Understand energy from where? Energy from sunlight. Energy from sunlight, which is useful to making of water. Which is useful to making a required sunlight required for making food by what process? Sunlight making food by photosynthesis. What we should call? Photosynthesis. So this is called as autotrophic mode of nutrition. Any doubt, Mari, Hari? Note it down. This is all about
No doubt, sir.
autotrophic mode of nutrition. So I hope you understand very well. Any doubt? Ask me, please.
No doubt, sir.
Okay. So
No doubt, sir.
we should called as the first mode of nutrition called as autotrophic mode of nutrition. So now you please tell me only which kind of organisms will carry out this autotrophic mode of nutrition? Which one?
Plants, sir. Only plants.
Huh?
Green colored plants.
Only green color plants because they have some extra green color pigment in their plant leaves. What is that called as? What is that called?
Chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll. What we should call? Chlorophyll. That is what you have to remember. Do you understand, Ra? Yes. That is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. That's all. So this is all about the today's class. So then I will stop. Then tomorrow we'll continue the second mode of nutrition, which we used to call it as what? Heterotrophic mode of nutrition. You understand, Ra? Heterotrophic mode of nutrition. That's all. So this is all about the today's class. With this I will stop. Thank you.
Sir, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, bye.